What's going on, guys? Zach here, Underground Strength Gym, ZachEvanesh.com and GetWrestlingStrength.com. Got a question that came in from the interwebs, and he said he had seen my article in Win Magazine. That's a wrestling magazine. And he's got a question regarding one of the college wrestlers, and I'm just going to leave that college wrestler's name out. But this college wrestler had a knee injury, and he said he's going to sit out until the end of the season. So how does this wrestler maintain cardio condition over the next month? Aside from upper body weight training, will he engage in workouts like rowing? So great question. And here's what I always say. Number one, if the athlete is not in my care, I don't know what that athlete's doctor, PT, strength and conditioning coach is going to do. I don't like to say strength and conditioning coach. I'm more of a strength and performance coach because I'm looking at all the ways we could increase performance, not just from the physical, but also the psychological. So here's what I would do with an athlete who's got a knee injury. So number one, it goes first to the doctor and then the physical therapist. That's probably the most likely chain of command. And then you've also got what's happening with his wrestling coaches. But number one, I would check with the doctor and the PT, can we swim? So he's at a university, he could utilize the swimming pool. I would swim every day. Of course, the best wrestling conditioning is through wrestling. I've always told wrestlers, you want to get in wrestling shape, do speed drilling. If you don't put energy and effort into your drilling, you're not going to compete hard. It's just the bottom line. Number two, yes, he can definitely train upper body. He could have a strength day, and then he could do a second day that's maybe more of a body weight and battle rope days where he's utilizing the battle ropes, but he's not squatting up and down. He could do these seated. He could do these in many ways. But essentially what we want to do is keep his confidence high by training him to get better, to feel like he's getting better. We want to work pretty aggressively with the physical therapist. And then once that physical therapist and doctor give the green light, I'm not going to squat or do longer range movements with this athlete out of the gate. I'm going to do a lot of sled drags. I'm going to do leg curls with light ankle weights, both standing and laying down. We're going to do dumbbell and kettlebell Romanian deadlifts to strengthen the posterior chain because the hamstring is what stabilizes the knee. And then as this athlete's knee starts getting better, we could start doing things like kettlebell squats, body weight squats first to a high box, marching in place. The Westside athletic training platform is clutch. It's called, a lot of people look at it like a belt squat, but basically I tell athletes, regardless of sport, if you're injured, you got to work around it. You might see in some of our videos kids with like a broken arm or a cast or a sling on. I put a weight belt around their waist. They drag sleds for 5 trips before and after a workout. They do one-sided kettlebell exercise, snatches, clean and press, row, squat. They could even do safety bar squats by holding the bar here if they've got a broken hand or broken wrist. I don't go too crazy with the one-arm movements, so I don't build a big imbalance. So I'm doing a lot of 5x5, 3x5, 10, 8, 6, 4, 2 to just get that work in. And I found, this is what I'll close out with, I found that the athlete who trains, while he trains around the injury, that they heal faster. Let me tell you why. 2 things. Number one, mindset-wise, psychology-wise, they're not, sitting on a couch feeling sorry for themselves. They're working. It builds this amazing confidence. Number 2, blood flow carries oxygen and nutrients. Movement restores function. So how do we get something better? Doing nothing is how you never get better. So you work around that injury and you slowly get back to the injury. And sometimes, in the case of a wrestler or even any other athlete, they need to change their technique a little bit. They change their style to work around that injury. There have been wrestlers who have wrestled on torn ACL, which is much tougher than a PCL or MCL, or they've had, broken hand, and they just adjusted their technique and essentially their game plan, and they were able to compete. And I think really that's the essence of the champion, is they find a way versus finding an excuse. So I hope this helps you out, Fred. I appreciate you writing in. And that's it, my friend. Hope this helps everybody out. For resources, check out the links below and go to undergroundstrengthcoach.com.